Every morning starts about the same. Wake up around 7, get the kids out of bed, and get breakfast. After breakfast, we're gonna get all the kids' stuff together, get them ready to go, and head out the door. Now we're loaded up in the car, headed to drop the kids off. We got work to do, and step 1 is to hit up QT. Got it. Mondays are usually spent just trying to remember exactly where we were at on Friday and cleaning up from whatever jobs we did this weekend. This weekend we did an AC system on my brother's car. Now we have to do some emails. After emails, we try to figure out exactly where we're at with all of the builds. The halos that I needed for this build came in over the weekend, so I've been able to put in that one, and I need to put this halo in next. While I'm installing this halo, Devin's over here knocking out some clear taillights, clear Z, clear Civic, and clear Miata. Oh, this looks so much better with the halo installed plus the LED strips. So now that we have the halo fully installed, we can go ahead and get this board properly in there to where it's not gonna move around once the lens is on. Okay, to get this board on relatively quickly, instead of having to wait for this to cure up, which I'm still gonna use some of the goop, I'll use this JB Weld Super Weld. It's a UV activated super glue so that I can get this set in place really quickly and then put the goop on there to guarantee that the board is not going to move around. I don't think that sentence made any sense. Okay, the reason I like to use the UV activated super glue and the goop is because this is going to cure instantly. So we're good to go on this board, but it doesn't hold super strong over time. So you use the goop for a longer lasting cure, and you use the JB Weld UV cure so that you can be a little more efficient when you're building, because building for a business is all about efficiency. Okay, I am gonna set this aside for 1 second. I'd like for the goop to cure up a little bit more before we put lenses on, but we can do that soon. An ongoing project I've had are these Star addressable through-hole LED taillights. That's a mouthful. As you can see, it is just a ridiculous amount of work. Each Star is taking about 2 hours to fully install the LEDs and fully wire up. So I've been breaking up the work in between other builds so that we don't get too far behind on all of them, but these are still getting done. You can see just how much work we've already done, but there's still quite a bit to go. So the next one I'm gonna do is finish up this Star. Once that Star is done, those lights will be cured and we can put lenses on them. Okay, I got those all wired up. In the meantime, this was curing up. It's tacky, it's not coming off on my fingers. So we can now get the lens on there and get these going and get them wrapped up. Oh, dang. Gotta put this in the oven to take the lens off. I totally forgot that these were in the oven. I was just doing emails. Let's hope I didn't know. They look all right. I don't know how long they were in there, but I think they were in there for like 10, 15 minutes. I like to only go about 8, so it's not too far. Ooh, it is loose though. It's ready to go. After I've opened up a set of lights like this, especially if it's the chrome housings, which we want to use later on, I will get it wrapped up like this so that the dust doesn't get on it and ruin the chrome. And now we can use these later on for a set of clear lights. Just makes it look better, a lot more professional. Time to get these lenses onto these lights. Ready? Okay, the lenses are on. It's actually not much to look at. While those are cooling off, I'm gonna eat lunch. Go ahead and take these clips off and see what everything looks like underneath. These actually look really good the way they are. They probably could pass without paint work. I mean, you'd have to get really close to see anything behind that lens. But we're gonna go ahead and mask it off and do the paint work because it's the right thing to do. But we're not doing that right now because it's 42 degrees and raining outside. That is not optimal conditions for paint. Before I move on to the next build, I wanna get this whole situation cleaned up or organized. I can't think unless it's organized and I can see each individual thing. Oh, so much better. Okay, so I'm gonna start working on these a little bit more. This needs to be boxed up and shipped out. These are waiting for one module right here. The mail is coming in today. Should have those modules in it. Devin is working on this set right here. All of these need to be masked and painted. Look at that, Mark 5 Super. So now that we're back on these, I'm gonna show you what we're doing next. Over here, all we have is the data wire running to all 3 stars. And over here, you can tell that I have power going to the top, ground going to the bottom. This style of addressable LED, the through-hole LEDs, takes a ton of power. So what I'm doing is making sure that each star and each LED has an even amount of power, an even amount of ground all the way around, because if we don't do that, it's not gonna have enough power and it's literally gonna flicker. All right, we got it wired up. Now I'm gonna get it hooked up to a Blue Ghost module. We're gonna test everything. I have a tester Blue Ghost, and the only reason I have a proper tester is because one side burned out. Burned out is code for I broke it. So you can see that only 2 of these LEDs are working and this one is not. So for whatever reason, this LED has a problem. Most of the time when there is an issue with an LED lighting up, it's because there is no contact with the power ground or data wires coming off of the actual LED itself. So we're just gonna mess with this for a second. If nothing lights up, then that means that the LED itself is bad. I've had a few come out of the bag that weren't working, or I did something while installing to break them. So we'll just replace it and try again. This one needs to be replaced. Got this star working, and now that that one is working, you can see that this one is only half working. So for some reason we have an issue here, we have an issue here. Flip it back over and we're gonna continue diagnosing until this whole thing works. And got it, all 3 stars are working now. Had to replace, I think, 1 LED on each of these, and now it's run all the way through, all the way to the end star. Now I need to spend the rest of the day getting stuff packed up for shipping. You box this up and ship it out. Devin knocked out a set of clear Miata lights, and we have 1 box for warranty. All right, got these 3 boxes ready to go. Need to drop them at UPS. And to wrap up the day, we're gonna spend the day finishing up some emails. Devin has knocked out quite a few emails, and I'm gonna go through and try to get through the update emails. And Devin does more of the sales side, and I'm doing more of the update side, where I let people know how their lights are doing and answer any questions that they may or may not have.